Hey guys, right, so welcome once again back to my blog. I'm surprised you're not getting bored of me yet. But thank you for coming back again. So today I wanted to talk about relationships and dating, especially if you have Crohn's or colitis or colostomy, ileostomy, urostomy. So all of those, colostomy, ileostomy, urostomy, are all bags, a bit like Casper, who I have if you've seen my previous video. If you haven't, check it out, have a look for me, and you'll understand who Casper is. So a colostomy is a bag which is on, it's on the colon. Ileostomy is ileum, so your small intestine. There's a bit of a difference there. Urostomy is to do with your bladder, urine. Yeah, got it? Really nice one, guys. We'll make scientists and doctors out of you yet. Yeah. So yeah, back to the original reason why I'm doing this. So relationships. I've always found relationships and dating quite difficult. I was diagnosed when I was 7, and I had my first surgery when I was 16. Between that time, I never really had a relationship. I wasn't that bothered, to be honest. I was too busy, like, feeling so low and so fatigued. Like, even getting out of bed was a nightmare. So I had no interest in guys at that point whatsoever until after I had my surgery, when I met my first boyfriend. So yeah, it was something I wasn't really that bothered about, but when it came round to it, I was really, really worried and really scared about it. To tell somebody, to be intimate with someone, and have like your insecurities on show and have a bag, like, and also to tell them. I mean, it's not nice. Bodily functions is not something that we tend to talk about on a daily basis. If you do, then you work in healthcare, which is where I come from, my background, so I'm used to talking about that sort of thing. But it's not something you tend to talk about. So explaining that you have a bag on your stomach which collects your waste. Is that cat again? Hello? Isn't nice, especially when you've got someone who wants to get close to you. It's quite difficult. Now, I've got a couple of friends who have Crohn's as well. They're mainly guys. I don't know anyone else, female, who has Crohn's or has a bag. Actually, no, that's a lie. I know someone who has a bag, but not someone who has Crohn's and a bag. So I asked them some questions. There's only 2 of them that I could get hold of, about their relationship and when they were diagnosed and that sort of thing. And I just wanted to share with you their responses and the questions that I asked them. So the questions that I asked both of them, and I'll tell you the answer straight away as well, is the first one was, were you in a relationship when you were diagnosed? Yes, they both were. 2, how did your partner react? So the first person I asked, who is a very, very close friend of mine, I absolutely adore him. He's like my best friend and an older brother in the same way. He doesn't have a bag, he has Crohn's. So does the other guy that I asked as well. He said that his partner became a carer and was constantly worried about everything. The other guy said that once they explained it to their partner, they left, like they ran an absolute mile. And obviously that's really hard to hear. It's not something you want. It's not something that, if you summed up the courage to sit there and go, oh, by the way, like, I've got this life-threatening or life-changing illness, and the next thing you know, they've done like a road runner to the other end and there's no chance of seeing them again, that really hurts. And I think people need to be more aware of that and more open, and even just sort of sit there and explain. Like, the people that I've come across recently have been absolutely amazing. Like, I can't fault them, but I'll go into a bit more detail about that in a minute. So the third question was, do you find that they are supportive? Now, my first friend said yes, very, very supportive, but they could be quite patronising. So obviously he's come into a relationship where they want to help him out, make sure he's okay, But all he wants sometimes, all we want is a bit of normality and to feel normal in a world where we feel so abnormal as well. And that's quite difficult. Like, some people just think that that we can't do anything, we need to be wrapped in bubble wrap, and it's not true. It's not true at all. 4, I only got from one of my friends, because obviously the other's in a long-term relationship. So, do you find dating difficult? He said yes. Yes, he does, because as soon as you talk to somebody about it, they think it's disgusting and they don't want to be your carer. We are quite capable of using our arms and our legs. Yes, we can. We can do stuff for ourselves. Sometimes if we go into hospital, we have an operation, we just need that support. Or if we're having a bad day, we just need a little bit of support. Just to say, look, I'm here. Don't worry, I've got you. Is there anything you need? That's all we need, okay? We've managed this for a long time. We can do it. We're not going to ask you to be a carer or anything like that. So the next question was, what would make dating easier? And the answers that I got was just having the confidence that you won't be judged. So now that there's a bit more known about Crohn's and people are coming out and explaining it a little bit more, it is true, people are a bit more sort of aware and a bit more helpful, and they don't feel like they're going to be judged so much. But it's still not that easy. Like, for me, having a bag, like, I feel disgusting most of the time. It's not nice having to carry around like a bag of your waste on your stomach constantly, and so I find it a bit difficult. I may have a leak, and I have to admit that most of the guys that I've been in relationships with have been absolutely fantastic. If that happens, they're like, oh, what can I do to help? Sometimes they'll get me a shower, run me a bath, or get me some fresh clothing, or if we're out, I can just say to them, look, I'm having a bit of an issue, can we go home? And they're like really, really sort of supportive and understanding about it as well, and it's absolutely amazing when you come across people like that. So 8, the question was, what would you tell the person who reacted differently if you could? So if you've had a bad reaction to telling somebody you have a bag, or you have Crohn's or colitis or anything like that, the answer that I got was, tell them not to take pity or feel bad, and accept there are times you're going to need to be patient. This is so important. You do need to have a lot of patience for someone who has Crohn's. If it's active Crohn's, there are going to be days where they just want to lay in bed and not do anything, and they'll just be like, oh, I literally feel like I cannot function as a human today. I still have days like that, but I sort of pull myself through it, and it's so difficult, and you need to have a lot of understanding and patience with the people that you have this relationship with. It's very difficult as well for us to sort of be honest and like tell you that we're in pain. Like, I'm in pain at the moment on a daily basis. I don't let it show. Like, if you looked at me now, you wouldn't think there was anything wrong with me, but sometimes the pain is excruciating, and we don't like letting people know that we're in pain or we're struggling. So what I've had in the past was one of my ex-partners turned around to me and said, right, we're going to do like they do in hospitals. We've got a pain scale from 0 to 10, 10 being the highest. If I ask you, you have to answer me honestly. And that's what I did. I was honest, and if it got to 10, we went to hospital. So yeah, having that confidence and having somebody who's going to be there for you is really what you need. And honestly, dating relationships is scary for someone who has Crohn's and a bag. I'm constantly on edge that someone's going to find somebody better, somebody without a bag, or without the health issues, or without the pain or the suffering and that sort of thing. And it puts so much strain on you, and it just tires you out so much. But we do need that reassurance just as much as you probably do as well. Okay, this has been part 1 of my relationships. There will be a part 2 and probably a part 3 as well. But I want to thank you so much for tuning in once again, and I hope this has given you a little bit more information on what it's like dating and being in a relationship with someone who's got a Crohn's or a bag. If you have any questions or anything you want me to go over or anything like that, please do send me a comment or send me a message or anything like that, and I will focus on that. Okay, thanks guys. Bye.